I tell you that story of Martin Luther for the first reason of reminding you of that. But second, to clarify again that revivals happen when old truths that had been lost are rediscovered. The word revival, actually, let me clarify a little more what I mean by that. And this is actually just simply the opening words of the Wikipedia article on Christian revival. These are the very first words of that. Christian revivalism is increased spiritual interest or renewal in the life of a church, congregation, or society with a local, national, or global effect. Hear that? It's when a church or a Christian group is renewed with increased spiritual interest, and this part is important, with a local, national, or global effect. The change that happened in Martin Luther had a global effect, and maybe you know some of that. Here is why I can't say that we are in a season of revival. God, His Spirit is with us. I see Him leading us. Yes, yes, yes. I'm very thankful for that. But I'm also rather discontent in some other ways because I don't see a significant local, national, or global effect. I'm just calling it as I see it now. I do see some. I'm not trying to discredit the work of God. But sadly, in the eyes of many, the church is just one option among many of places to find community. Not bad, not bad. But for most people, the way they see the church, we're not really persecuted around here. We're more just ignored. No one cares. That's largely the vibe that I get when I'm out having conversations with the people of the city. No one cares. That might be speaking hyperbolically, that might be an exaggeration, but that's generally the vibe that I pick up. And part of the reason that I'm excited about the book of Acts is because that is not the story of the book of Acts. I feel like we've done so many things since I've been a pastor and the church in general. We have done so many things of strategizing and planning and programming, all things that are good, all things that I don't regret, things that I would do again, things that are helpful, things that have had a certain degree of effect, and things that God's Spirit has been in. I'm not trying to discredit. I'm not trying to say God's Spirit has not been with us. I'm not trying to say any of that. But what I am saying is when I read these opening words of the book of Acts, and I keep reading the book of Acts, I see that the church was given a gift that was promised, and this gift would have an impact on the world. And here's a word that I'm not going to so much define today. It's one of the many words and concepts that we're going to have to take our time to define. Like baptism of the Holy Spirit, we're going to have to take our time with that one. Here's another one. Power. The baptism of the Holy Spirit is a promise that this community would receive power. You will be clothed with power, is how it says it at the end of Luke. And in a couple verses later, which you'll see in the coming days, Jesus himself said it, you will receive power. And you're going to be my witnesses to the ends of the earth. It's not just something for first century. It's not just something for the first century church and the apostles. It's to the ends of the earth. A promise, a gift. And the gift is that of power for the church. And because the church was anointed with power, everywhere they went, no one ignored them. Everywhere they went, there was never an occasion where the people said, oh, that's just one option among many of places to find community. No, no, no. Actually, when they got to Thessalonica, something that was said about them was, these are the people that have turned the whole world upside down. Do you hear that? There is a promise of power for the church.